If you've been with me for a while, you know how much I adore sheer to light covered skin tints. They are fast, easy to apply with fingers, and perfect for an everyday natural makeup look. But sometimes I want a little bit more of a polished look with an actual foundation. However, foundation can be challenging. It can look makeup-y and cakey and can actually make our over 50 and over 60 skin look even older, or it can look smooth and beautiful and youthful. It really depends more on skin prep and foundation application technique than the actual foundation product itself. So today I am sharing 5 tips for perfect foundation, including a new to me foundation application blending technique that is super fast, easy, and flawless. If this sounds fun to you, throw this video a thumbs up and let's get into it. Tip number 1. Beautiful foundation starts with a good, solid skincare routine based on your individual skin type and concerns. I have an entire skincare playlist that you can check out for ideas. And obviously, skincare is very, very important whether you're wearing makeup or not. But I will say one key component of skincare that really impacts how foundation sits on your skin is keeping your skin exfoliated. Foundation can actually make dry, flaky, dull skin look even worse, so find a good exfoliator, whether it is a serum or a toner or a mask or a scrub. I do need to do an updated, dedicated exfoliating video one of these days, but in the meantime, I will share some of my favorite exfoliators in the description box below, and please share your favorite exfoliators. Just be careful not to over exfoliate, especially if you have sensitive skin. Over exfoliating can actually damage our skin's precious moisture barrier, so over exfoliating is worse than not exfoliating at all. And always do a patch test and build up strength and time slowly. It does take a little bit of trial and error to find something that works for you. Another technique related to exfoliation is to remove peach fuzz. I actually shave my face a couple of times a month. Shaving not only removes the peach fuzz, but it actually gently, mechanically exfoliates and removes dead, dry, flaky skin. Foundation is easier to apply and it sits so much more beautifully on smooth, fuzz-free skin. And no, shaving does not make the hair grow back thicker, coarser, or darker. I will link my shaving video in the description box below. Tip number 2 is skin prep. Now I do a few different things to prepare my skin for makeup. If I want my skin and my makeup to look its absolute best, I love to do a treatment with my Zip Halo microcurrent device. Now I do have several videos on this device, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but I love how this device stimulates circulation, reduces puffiness, and just overall plumps and perks up my skin. Now this is not an absolute necessity. If you don't have a microcurrent, you might do a good facial massage or a gua sha, again, to stimulate circulation, decrease puffiness, and perk up the skin. But I personally adore my Zip Halo, and the app even has a 2-week event prep treatment plan for those special occasions. And of course, a really good moisturizer based on your skin type. You know, skin tints and foundations apply more easily and sit so much more beautifully on well-hydrated, plump skin. One of my go-tos for my 64-year-old very dry skin has been my Dermatology Peptide Night Cream. This is deeply moisturizing, yet it is not at all greasy, and it absorbs surprisingly well for something called a night cream. Now, this is a little too rich for me to use in the summer months, but it is perfect for a day cream in the winter. Actually, I use this as a night cream in the summer and a day cream in the fall and winter. If it is daytime, I always apply a dedicated standalone SPF after my moisturizer has absorbed. And no, foundation does not provide sun protection, no matter what SPF is listed on the foundation bottle. I have an entire video on that. Anyway, one of my favorite SPFs for under makeup is my Dermatology Broad Spectrum SPF 45. This is untinted with a satin finish, so this will not alter the tint, coverage, or finish of the foundation. Now it does look white when you first apply it, but once you massage and work it into the skin and give it time to dry down, it disappears completely into the skin. Having said that, I do have several SPFs that I rotate through. I will list them in the description box below. Finishing up step 2, skin prep. As far as primers, I consider my moisturizer and my SPF to be my primer. However, if you have concerns with enlarged pores or foundation disappearing on your skin, there are pore filling primers available, as well as primers designed to control oil and increase the longevity of your foundation. Because I don't use a dedicated specialized primer, I really don't have any personal recommendations for you. I will list some popular primers in the description box below, but please share your favorite primers in the comment box so we can all help each other. Tip number 3, color correction. If you struggle with excessive redness, you might consider using a green color corrector. My cousin has quite a bit of redness and she really enjoys the LA Girl green color corrector. This cancels and neutralizes her redness so she can actually use less foundation to cover the redness. Now, I personally don't have excessive redness, but I do have quite a bit of darkness around my eyes, so I always apply my Dermatology Illuminance Peach Corrector SPF 41 before my foundation. And no, this video is not sponsored by Dermatology. I just happen to really enjoy their line, and I always have a 20% discount code in the description box of all of my videos. Anyway, this comes in 4 shades, comes with this little squeeze, thingamajig, and I have the shade medium, and I just apply this with my fingers all around my eye area. This hydrates, it plumps, it has anti-aging benefits with peptides, and it offers sun protection, as well as canceling and neutralizing some of that dark blue purple in my inner corner and really all around my eye area. This is one of my favorite discoveries of 2024 so far. Tip number 4 is to choose a foundation based on your skin type, coverage, and finish preferences. My 64-year-old skin is really quite dry, and my preference is for light medium coverage with a radiant to a glowy finish. There are so many great foundations out there, everything from drugstore to high-end. I have an entire foundation review playlist listed in the description box below. Today I am using my favorite drugstore foundation, and it is the Revlon Illuminance Skin Caring Foundation. This has light medium coverage with a really pretty soft radiant finish. But again, even though this video is more about skin preparation and technique, it is still important to find a foundation that goes along with your skin type and your preferences. And now for the fun part. Tip number 5, foundation application technique. And this is what inspired this entire video. Now keep in mind, I am talking about actual foundations. Sheer to light coverage skin tints often apply best with fingertips, but actual foundations require just a little more finesse. As far as foundation application, over the years I have used my fingers, various brushes, various sponges, and there is nothing wrong with any of those techniques. However, I recently saw a video that Patty Rockstar Mom did, and in this video Patty demonstrated a technique that I had not seen before, and it worked beautifully on her 80-year-old skin. Now Patty said she first saw this technique on a Wayne Goss video, so I will link both Patty's and Wayne's video in the description box below. Anyway, I have been playing with this technique for the past several weeks with a variety of foundations, and I am blown away how fast, easy, and perfect my foundation looks every single time. All right, I pulled you in a little closer and I adjusted the lighting a little bit. The sun is moving so quickly this time of year that sometimes I feel like I'm in a race to get my video done. Anyway, this technique starts with a foundation brush. You're going to look for a very dense but soft foundation brush. And today I am using the BK Beauty 106. I'm sure you can find some similar brushes at the drugstore. And then we're going to take our foundation and apply it either to the back of the hand or a palette. I don't have a palette, so I'm going to apply it to the back of my hand. Now, I'm in between shades right now, so I am going to take one pump of 209 Buff Beige, which is my winter shade, and mix it in with a little bit of 213 Light Natural, which is my summer shade. And there is the foundation on the back of my hand. Then I am going to take my buffing brush and really work that foundation into the brush until it is really fully embedded in the brush. So it is no longer on my hand, it is in the brush. You know, mixing foundations can be a great way to get a customized foundation. You can mix shades, you can even mix formulas to get a different finish or a different coverage level. For instance, if a foundation is a little too matte, add a little bit of a glowy foundation. If the coverage is a little too heavy, add a little bit of moisturizer or tinted moisturizer. Don't be afraid to do a little mixology and customize your foundations. Because there are no blobs of foundation on the brush or dots of foundation on my face, this ensures that I can apply a light, even layer all across my face. So I am just going to, I'm going to get my little hand mirror here, apply it all over. And once I get the application, I sort of stipple and buff. I'm not swiping. My gosh, it really just seems to apply itself. Once I have an even layer applied, I'm going to stiffle and buff to blend it. I'm not using swiping or sweeping motions. Let me do a little check here. And with whatever is left on the brush, I am just taking it down my neck and onto my ears. Okay, so there is one light, even layer. Now, it's not necessary, but I am in the habit of using my damp Rephr beauty sponge. So I am going to use this to make sure the foundation is pressed into my skin. Okay, I'm going to take a closer look and assess and see if there's any areas that I need a little more coverage. You know, I feel like I got a really nice level of coverage. Actually, I feel like I got more of a medium coverage than a light medium coverage. But if at this point you feel like you need a little more coverage, you can just add a little more foundation, pick up a little more foundation, and just build your coverage wherever you need it. I was so blown away how fast, easy, and seamless this technique was that I decided to adapt it to my concealer as well. One concealer that I do enjoy, but I do have a little difficulty, I tend to over apply it, is the NYX, what is this? NYX Bear With Me Serum Concealer. It comes with a pump, and I always tend to over apply this. Again, it comes in a pump. Oh my gosh, am I almost out? Whew, how's that possible? There. Comes in a pump, and of course I pumped out way too much. I'm actually not sure what shade this is. I will put it in the description box below. And again, you have to use a dense domed brush. So I am using my new favorite concealer brush. Oh my gosh, this is the Sigma, I can't read it, F72, I think. I will put it in on the screen and in the description box. It is dense but soft and domed and angled, making it perfect for applying concealer. Same technique. I'm going to put the concealer brush and work the concealer into the brush just like I did with the foundation. And then I am going to apply it very much like how I applied the foundation. Just stippling it. And my gosh, do you see that? This literally applies and blends itself. And this is a concealer that I have a history of having a difficult time blending. Let me get it on the other side. I'm not sure if this would work with a really thin concealer, but it works beautifully with a little bit more of a viscous, creamy concealer. Oh, I may have a little much on my brush there. But of course, I can go in with my finger. But I really, really like how it applies a thin, even layer, no blobs to blend out. And there is the concealer. Now, you can use this, of course. Maybe I'll add a little concealer around my nose. And that's concealer using the same Patty Wayne Goss technique. Now I am going to go off camera and finish my makeup, and then I will come back and show you the final look. And here is the finished look. All of the products I'm wearing on my face will be listed and linked in the description box below, as usual. And like I said earlier, I have been playing with this technique for the past several weeks, and it has worked perfectly with all of my foundations. So a huge thank you to Rockstar Mom Patty and Wayne Goss for sharing this technique. And with that, have yourself a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you. Put the foundation in the palm of your hand, or will not alter. So this natural. How can I do that?